how to actually change your life. This is the most valuable video I've made yet. I'm not going to leave anything off the table. This video might actually be the turning point when everything changed. The point that you can look back to in a few years when you've made incredible progress and say, that's when I fixed my life. To actually make this your turning point, you only need to do one thing. Focus all your attention on the film. I know most people watching this won't do this, but put the video on full screen. Take your phone and put it away from your eyesight and focus all your attention on this film. Pause the video and do this now. There are 5 crucial steps to learn in order to actually make a change in our life. These 5 steps turned me from a regular teenager who procrastinated on anything that was a little bit hard into a disciplined guy that has created his own business from scratch and actually makes money. These 5 steps have the power to turn anyone's life around from a regular teenager who watches TikTok and plays video games into a successful student, a businessman, or even an athlete. It may be hard to believe that one single video can change so much in your life, but I'll prove it in this video. The first step to take in order to fix our life is developing productive habits that become as normal for us to do every day as brushing our teeth. What habits should we start doing, and how do we develop them? There's actually a cheat code that we can use to manipulate our brain into automatically doing productive habits. But first, let's go over what habits we should develop. Habits can be divided into 2 different categories: instant gratification habits and delayed gratification habits. And believe it or not, this is most likely the most important lesson that we can learn. Instant gratification habits are the activities that reward us instantly for doing them, but slowly, over time, makes our life a little bit worse. Scrolling on social media, for example, it may be fun while we're scrolling because we see a funny video, but in the long run, doing this every day makes our attention span shorter, and as a result, it makes it harder for us to focus on what's actually important. Delayed gratification, on the other hand, are the activities that feel a little bit hard while we're doing them, but in the long run, they improve our life. For example, picking up a non-fiction book and reading may feel a little bit hard in the beginning compared to watching Netflix, but in the long run, it makes us more knowledgeable, and we're more likely to make smarter decisions in the future. The secret here is to fill our days with more delayed gratification habits and reduce the time we spend on instant gratification habits. I've sat down and thought hard about what the 3 most beneficial delayed gratification habits are. And I've arrived with the conclusion that exercise, meditation, and some type of work are the 3 most important delayed gratification habits that we can focus on. Now, as I promised, I'll now share the secret cheat code to how we can make these 3 delayed gratification habits as natural for us to do every day as brushing our teeth. First, start doing them daily. Second, make them easy to do. Start meditating for 3 minutes in the morning. Start doing just 30 push-ups every morning and work for just 15 minutes every day. The cheat code is that it only takes 21 days for our brain to get used to a new behavior. But the cheat is that the time we spend on the habits actually doesn't matter. So the secret is to make these 3 habits as easy as possible in the beginning so that we can stick to them for the 21 days. Because after the 21 days, it's going to be easy to continue doing them. From now on, have a set time when you're meditating for 3 minutes, doing your 30 push-ups and working 15 minutes on your project or studying for school. Whatever you want to focus on. Then, when it becomes easier to do, then we can start to slowly increasing the time. Developing these 3 habits may seem a little bit insignificant in the beginning, but trust me, it made all the difference for me. The second factor that makes a huge difference in changing our life is our influences. That brings me up to step number 2, which is positive influences and knowledge. As I talked about in my last video, the really powerful quote that you've probably heard of is, "We are the average of the top 5 people we spend the most time with." In the modern world, because we spend so much time watching YouTube and following others, the new updated version of this saying is that we are the average of the top 5 people we consume the most content from. Just as our friends and family influence our mindset and our thoughts about what's possible and not, the content we consume does the same thing. So start consuming content from people who influence you in a positive way. For example, start reading books and watching YouTube videos from people who share their stories on how they improved, because this will influence us to believe that what we are trying to do also is possible. There's one thing that most people forget to pay attention to when trying to get better grades, make more money, or improve in any shape or form. And that thing is the 3rd factor in fixing your life, and that is our mental health. And yes, I know what you're thinking. This sounds boring and may feel unnecessary, but because that's what most people believe, that's why most people don't improve. They forget about this crucial part. If we feel bad because of our mental health problems, we also won't perform as good in school or in business as we would do if we were enjoying it. The simple explanation is, if we are happy, we perform better. So, how do we become happier? There's a really simple exercise that we can do in the mornings that only takes around 2 minutes to do that has been scientifically proven to make us happier individuals. That thing is gratitude journaling. Sit down for 2 minutes with a pen and a paper and think of one or more things that you're currently grateful for. For example, this is what I wrote down this morning. I'm grateful for the warm cup of coffee on my table because it's cold outside and it tastes really good. The thing is that this may seem absurd or maybe even laughable. The cool thing about this practice is that if we do this repeatedly over a few days, our brain will automatically start coming up with more things that we are grateful for during our day. And as a result, we will have a much better mood. So to summarize the third point, if we're happier, we perform better. And the way we can become happier is through doing this gratitude practice. We've gone over 3 steps to improving our life: our lifestyle and habits, our influences, and our mental health. There's still 2 more things that we're missing in order to make this change. The 4th step is our purpose, our mission. What do we want to do in our life? I'm not talking about, I want this nice thing, or I want to get this grade, or I want to make this much money. I'm talking about something so much more important. What is the thing that you were born on this earth to do? What is your big mission? This is a big question, so it's okay to not have answers straight away. Take some time to reflect on this question. The next time you don't have anything to do, just take 10 minutes and write down your ideas. Remember, how big would you dream if you knew that all your dreams would come true? Think about that for a second. How big would you dream if you knew that all your dreams would come true? Then you'll find your answer. Now we've come to the last and the most important step of the guide, and that is taking action. You've now learned a lot of new things. You've gotten exercises that you can do that will improve your life and actually turn your life around. Most people watching this will see this and think that that's a really good video, but they won't do the actionable steps. If you want this video to actually change something in your life, you have to start changing your behavior. Otherwise, this video will just be here as motivation. I'll summarize all the actionable steps we've gone through in this video to make it as easy for you to start as possible. First, start meditating 3 minutes every morning. Do 30 push-ups. Work for 50 minutes on your project. Start consuming content that influences you in a positive way. Sit down for 2 minutes in the mornings and write down 1 or more things that you're grateful for. If you implement all these small exercises into your daily routine, in just 21 days, they all will feel as natural to us as brushing our teeth. Right now, you decide if this video will change your life. If you don't implement these habits and say, I'll start next week or I'll start tomorrow, nothing will change. Your life will be exactly how it was before you started watching this video. But if you actually take the action that feels a little bit uncomfortable, but also maybe a little bit exciting, you will change your life. The decision is in your hands now. That's all I'd say in this video. I'm out.